The wooden door cracked open with a loud noise. 3 strong young men from the neighborhood pushed their way into the room. They looked very angry. "Where is he? Where is the wicked man?" one of them shouted. Mama Nkechi threw herself on the floor, rolling and crying fake tears. "He's here! He wants to use this bad charm to take my life. Look at what I found in his bag." She pointed at the clay pot she was holding. The young men didn't ask questions. They grabbed Obinna by his shirt. They dragged him toward the door. Obinna tried to explain, "I just came back. I didn't do anything." But a slap landed on his face to shut him up. "You are a wicked soul," the leader of the youth shouted. "Today we will deal with you." They were about to drag him outside to the street, and everyone knows what happens when an angry mob takes you to the street. It is not good. Suddenly, a loud voice boomed from the doorway. "Stop!" It was Chief Okoro, the landlord and a respected elder in the community. He was a big man, and when he spoke, everyone listened. The young men froze. "Why are you dragging a man out of his own house like a goat?" Chief Okoro asked. Mama Nkechi quickly stood up, wiping her dry eyes. "Chief, thank God you are here. Obinna is evil. He brought this pot to harm me. My daughter is my witness." Everyone looked at Adanna. She was still crying in the corner. She looked at her husband, whose shirt was torn. She looked at her mother, whose eyes were full of warning. Adanna opened her mouth, but fear made her close it again. Chief Okoro looked at the pot in Mama Nkechi's hand. Then he looked at Obinna's hands. Obinna was a mechanic. He had come straight from work. His hands were pitch black with heavy engine oil and grease. He hadn't even washed them yet. The chief walked closer to Mama Nkechi. "Madam," he said softly, "you said he brought this pot and you caught him holding it." "Yes," Mama Nkechi shouted. "He was holding it and chanting." Chief Okoro smiled a cold smile. "Young men," he called the angry boys, "come closer. Look at the pot." The boys looked. The pot was covered in red dust and white chalk. It was very clean of any dirt. Now, the chief pointed to Obinna. "Look at Obinna's hands." Obinna held up his hands. They were dripping with black, sticky oil. "If this man held that pot," he said, his voice rising, "why is there no black oil on the pot? And why is there no red dust on his black hands?" The room went silent. You could hear a pin drop. The leader of the youth looked at the pot. It was spotless except for the red dust. Then he looked at Mama Nkechi's hands. Her palms were stained red from the dust on the pot. The truth hit them like a bucket of cold water. Mama Nkechi started shaking. He washed his hands. He used magic." "Enough," Adanna finally screamed. She stood up, her legs shaking but her voice loud. "Enough, Mama. I cannot do this anymore. Obinna did not touch it. You brought it in your bag yesterday. You said you would use it to chase him away because he is poor. I saw you." Mama Nkechi's mouth fell open. Her own daughter had exposed her. The young men who had slapped Obinna looked ashamed. They let him go and stepped away from him. Their anger turned toward the woman standing in the middle of the room. "You wanted us to hurt an innocent man?" one of them growled. "You wanted us to go to jail for something you did?" Mama Nkechi tried to run toward the door, but the neighbors were already blocking it. They were booing and clapping their hands in shame at her. "Pack your things," Obinna said, his voice quiet, but it was firm. He didn't shout, he didn't fight. "Take your bag and leave my house. Don't ever come back." Mama Nkechi looked for support, but even the chief turned his back on her. She packed her few clothes in shame. As she walked out of the door, the whole street followed her, singing songs of disgrace until she entered a taxi and disappeared. Obinna washed the oil off his hands. He sat on the couch. Adanna sat on the floor beside him, weeping, asking for forgiveness for not speaking up sooner. Obinna looked at her wife. He knew it wasn't her fault, but he also knew things would never be exactly the same. But he was a kind man. He placed his hand on her head. "We will start again. But in this house, it is just you and me. No third person." And from that day on, they lived in peace. They didn't have much money, but they had peace of mind. And sometimes, peace is the most expensive thing in the world. Be careful who you listen to. Not every tear you see is real. And for the wicked, remember, the trap you set for others is often the one that catches your own leg. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We have many more stories to tell you. See you in the next one.